What up, guys? Welcome to Pani with Asudani. This is your host, Nick Asudani. Hello, and welcome to Pani with Asudani. Thank you so much for listening to my previous episodes. For the new subscribers, for new followers on Twitter and Instagram, I really appreciate all the views and likes and the comments. Today, my topic is coronavirus. I mean COVID. Wait, I actually mean pandemic. Just kidding, guys. It's not about coronavirus or anything. It's about innovation. I know life has changed drastically in just a few days. I see all of us walking like ninjas in grocery stores and adapting to the new norm. But before we get into that, I want to first congratulate to all the grads across the United States. You guys are the first virtual grads in our new world. And people who are listening to this during Memorial Day, happy Memorial Day to you. Take this time to spend with your family. While I'm drinking some pani, patiently watching the grass grow in my backyard for weeks, I would love to touch upon innovation. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not as a threat. Now, there are two types of humans we'll meet. One who is looking at this completely negatively and dwelling upon what the life has become, and others are considering this time as a boon. People are sleeping better. Afternoon naps have never felt better with my windows open. I think my brain is getting much more rest now than it ever has. And the beauty about human mind is to let me decide something. It's all about the diversion and making that decision. Diverting negative energy is so important. Like, start thinking about and innovating in the right direction. Human body is resilient and has its own intelligence. Innovation could be anything. A new idea or a new process to accelerate your current work life, a new skill set that you can use. If not professional, then personal. It can also be a new hobby like crocheting, painting, gardening, learning music, and maybe even leveraging that knowledge further by virtually teaching others. Trust me, changing a little bit of mindset can go a long way. It has for me. Once you decide and implement, you will find yourself much happier. This is the time where I see people are being efficiently effective. It's the perfect time to be a practitioner. Changes call for innovation, and innovation leads to progress. These extreme circumstances bring massive innovation. For instance, modern air travel changed drastically post World War II. All these powerful jet engines, the radar systems, air traffic control emerged. Rockets came out of World War II, which helped us get so many satellites into space, through which we got powerful invention of GPS system. And you know how useful that is in our day-to-day life. So what's next? Will I get to celebrate my 50th birthday popping a champagne on moon? Or will I be able to go back to the parallel universe and relive my 21st birthday? You heard it right. NASA has found evidence of a newly discovered parallel universe, which runs back in time, which means I can always go back in time and eat lots of Mr. Softies. I'm sure you all remember Mr. Softy. Or will you be able to buy a robot that can make instant pizzas all day? I love that. Who wouldn't love instant pizzas? But the key is to cultivate an innovative mindset. Now, I'm not a chief innovator, but I can definitely be a promoter of innovation. Keep in mind, innovation also comes with learning. Learning and innovation go hand in hand. If you look back 5 to 10 years, there has been so much innovation in learning. Online learning has been such a major push in recent years, and it has expanded to all age groups. If you're like most people, your career is going to be your primary income source for most of your life. So why not make a habit of learning here and there? That ain't a bad deal, is it? So I was noticing talking to one of a family member who's a teacher, and I feel teachers are being so overwhelmed dealing with middle school and high school kids on FaceTime. But they have found a new creative way to teach all the kids through practical examination. Now that's a form of innovation. I think this is an amazing opportunity for someone to find an e-learning course and accelerate your current skill sets. A small learning investment can have a huge ROI, return on investment. Many big companies even have programs to train people and provide them future opportunities within their firm. Companies like Amazon, if you love cloud, there are so many AWS learnings that you can learn. It's phenomenal. Google has something called Pathwise, which helps you grow your path. Microsoft has something called Learn. LinkedIn has its own in-learning portal for people to learn from the current job requirements. If not, you can even explore external websites like Code Academy, Coursera, Udemy, DataCamp. If you want to brush up your skills in basic math or advanced math, look up for a company called Mathnasium, a company started by a young, smart student I personally know, Sunit Jain. But my point is, to engage just 1 to 2 hours in learning something new every week. I understand people say that they don't have time, but who does? You have to make time. Learning is a huge part of innovation. And as experts always say, knowledge is your biggest wealth. Now, these days, many companies are investing a lot of time to research on newly gathered data on how consumers and businesses are changing, reacting with the current situation being in a pandemic. They're analyzing the impacted productivity and newly adapted patterns of work life. Companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google have given some of their senior employees permanent work from home options, which I think is truly kind and amazing, if it doesn't impact their productivity, obviously. Now, I understand that there are many chaotic scenarios around, but chaos causes companies and people to exceed innovation and think outside the box. It creates more opportunities. It switches and tells us who is in the lead after all the reshuffling happens. People who have always kept spending on multiple monthly streaming apps now have a chance to analyze that do you even need all the subscription of all the streaming apps? Not really, right? But on the flip side, there are some people who have always been skeptical to shop online or giving their credit card info, but are now adopting to these methods to purchase anything from grocery to a nightgown. I think many businesses have realized the fragility of modern world. Suddenly things got turned upside down. Businesses will now want to be more resilient than ever in future, which means they will have simplified supply chain or even consider bringing back manufacturing units here in United States. Now, some people might think, why are they doing that? But I think this is a great time because this is going to create more job opportunities. Innovation in supply chain would definitely be a huge, as people now understand the power of it. Now, if we talk about health, we're going into the age of telehealth. People are using their phones to do regular check-ins with their doctors for minor checkups, or getting their questions answered through FaceTime, and I only see this growing in future. Remote care is going to be a huge thing post-pandemic. EHRs, which are electronic health records, these are going to be well maintained as this is a great way to handle patients' data, track it, and share it across various distributed systems. A professional can now look back into patient's pattern and prescribe a precision medicine designed for that individual. 3D printing technology is developing rapidly day by day, reducing the cost of manufacturing prototypes, prosthetic, tissues, and even building fake skin. Now, tissue engineering is another breakthrough surgeons are using stem cells as production material to create organs. I feel these are such great innovations in various industries and departments. I think when you believe in yourself more than anyone believes in you, you are on your way and on the right track. Do not confuse confidence with delusion. Be yourself's biggest fan and the most honest critique. Guys, just a disclaimer. Any views or opinions out of my podcast are solely my own and do not represent any of the companies or organization. Just make sure to keep innovating and use this time in a positive way. Last but not least, it's that time again to give shout out to our frontline heroes. This week's hero are Dr. Umesh Verma, a doctor specializing in internal medicine in Texas, Officer Ankush Vermani, a CBP officer fighting terrorism, keeping us safe during pandemic. Thank you to them and everybody else for your service. I would also love to give a shout out to a lot more heroes, so if you know someone in mind, please email me with some names to be called out in my next episode. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned, and follow us on YouTube and Apple. You can always reach out to Team PWA by emailing us at paniwithasudani@gmail.com, which is PANIWITHASSUDANI@gmail.com. Don't forget to wear a mask, feel like a ninja, and walk like a turtle. Stay corona-free, drink lots of pani, and stay cool like Asudani.